Hi, I'm Navin. I'm the Director of Development at LocateAI, and I'm lucky to be speaking with my boss, one of the three founders of LocateAI, and the CEO of our company, Joe Lee. Joe, thanks for making time today.
Navin, it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
I appreciate that, Joe, and I know you always think that. Let's just kick this off. Let's start it. I
So,
know the story, but where did
hmm,
you, Stephen, and Peter meet?
Stanford dorm rooms. So, funny enough, Peter, my co-founder, lived right next door to me, sophomore year of college, and we're in the same major, all computer science students on campus. And really, we got to know each other through how probably every Stanford CS student gets to know each other in the dorm rooms with the bag of chips, with the burger on the side, and just coding the night away. The stereotypical image that you imagine engineers at Stanford, like that was us, a few years ago, and here we are, in 2020, solving problems in commercial real estate.
Well, this is great. I didn't get to go to Stanford, but I get to work for three co-founders that went to Stanford. And according to me, but maybe not my mom, I think that's basically the same thing. So that's great.
Same, you're
Exactly.
good. Yeah.
Joe, so I think um, the question now is really, okay, you guys meet in college. When do you come up with the idea to drive artificial intelligence into real estate decision making? Was it a one-time, like moment in time, or did it develop over a period?
No, it was definitely after college. We were up in Seattle at the time, where I grew up. We were in the program called TechStars, which is a tech incubator program up in Seattle. I had a couple buddies who were operating restaurants, and they were looking to expand their footprints down the West Coast. So think San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, just down
Yeah.
the West Coast. And they had no idea how to do site selection. Okay, so these are really smart, intelligible people. They got introduced to brokers. And I mean, we're in the broker space. Like, there's phenomenal brokers out there, but they're not always the most data driven, right? So you can imagine entering a totally unfamiliar territory and be given the typical 1 3 5 mile ring report that we're all used to seeing, right? But up in Seattle, if you draw a 5 mile ring around anywhere, half of it's the water.
Right.
Right? So I saw this, and you're shaking your head because you've seen it.
I've seen it
uh,
too many times.
you've seen it too many times. So they're using these reports to make multi-million-dollar decisions. We're like, that is crazy. We dug a little deeper, found out that real estate is a super data-rich industry. It's just not data-driven.
Yeah.
So we sought out to create, powerful data-driven tools to really help the retail industry make smarter, more intelligent decisions.
I, for one, am very glad that you guys did that because
Yeah.
now I have a job. But also, and in the subject of another video, we're going to talk about um, really why the data need is so real for
Yeah.
retailers.
Yeah.
And I look forward to discussing Locate AI services with you then.
Yeah.
It's been about 6 years since Streamline was originally born, which then became Locate AI.
Yeah.
How, if at all, has the mission of the company changed over that time?
The mission hasn't changed, just to make commercial real estate as data driven as possible. And we do that by really taking a data first approach. So we have over now, as you know, 180,000 data points
Yep.
for every location in the country. We're analyzing now, I mean, the most recent retail tracker that we just launched, over 280 billion anonymous mobile GPS observations across 3 million sites to get a really strong grasp of consumer behavior, right?
Yep.
So, bringing this kind of data in real time to the commercial real estate sector hasn't been done. And real estate, commercial real estate is about 7 to 8 years behind residential. So you look at residential, you look at Zillow, you look at Redfin, Open Door, OfferPad, like there's a ton of innovation that's been done already. Commercial is a bit more B2B, more deeply rooted in relationships. So
Yep.
it's a little bit more slower to adopt technology. So we wanted to be the ones. I mean, at the time, 5 6 years ago, there wasn't an AI powered platform. So we wanted to be the first ones to actually bring the AI into the hands of commercial real estate decision makers.
Yeah, that's great. And that,
Yeah,
again, our methodologies at Locate AI are going to be a subject of another video. But I appreciate you making that point.
totally.
Um,
Yeah.
You, Stephen and Peter, again, like so many founders, entered into an industry with some dominant incumbents. What makes Locate AI different than those players?
I would have to say accuracy and intelligence. If you look at just the past historic paradigm in terms of how analysts modeled retail site selection, it's
Right.
actually night and day different than what a lot of companies. I mean, we're here in Silicon Valley. We see just crazy amounts of disruption happen, not just in real estate, but just across all sectors, right? So you look at the automobile industry, right? You look at self-driving cars, you look at Amazon, what they're doing to retail, right? You look at healthcare, like and at the root of a lot of big verticalized changes really is artificial intelligence. And a lot of people nowadays, it's become this buzzword where it's like, everyone's using AI and,
Right.
sticking up, you know, on a, on a
On a
poster
logo
with
and
your
yeah.
logo on it, right? But really at the root of it, it can actually process enormous amounts of data that traditional modeling techniques cannot. So like, I'll give you one classic example. So, in order to figure out what is an ideal retail store, you might want to look at, number of, people that live in that trade area, right? And then you layer that on with, okay, well, what if, there's a lot of competition in the area? Maybe you need more people, right?
Mm,
And then you think, oh, well, there's a lot of people, not, and there's a lot of competition, but the vehicle count is actually not where we need it to be on that street corner. So we need even more people. So like all these different variables play off of each other.
right.
And imagine doing that kind of analysis for 180,000 variables,
Right.
right? Like there's not a way for us to actually humanly do it. And that is where, concepts like machine learning really come into play. The ability for us to process that amount of data and to answer every what if scenario and go through every permutation, like that is really at the root of what makes AI powerful and allows us to create the most accurate models.
So are you suggesting that machine learning is potentially more accurate than linear regression models? Couldn't
I
help
might.
myself. Well, Joe, I get that again. The methodologies, talking really specifically about how we do things is going to be topic for a future discussion. But I think this was a great introduction to Locate AI. I
Sure.
appreciate you spending time with me. I think both of us should spend time at the barbershop soon after this video and things clear up.
I
Um,
agree. I agree. And I've seen worse. I've seen worse. You're doing a little bit better than I am. I must say. So,
Joe, I appreciate the time. Thanks. Stay safe and take care, man.
all right, man. Always a
Thank you.
pleasure. All right.
Bye.